Hi, I'm author, artist, and publisher Stephen D. Sullivan, and since the new Iron Man film, Iron Man 2, is making the rounds right now, I thought I'd take that opportunity to read a little bit from my adaptation of the first Iron Man film, Iron Man the Junior Novel. Because the film is not chronological, but the book is, because it's a kid's book, I'm going to start in Chapter 3, where Tony is already in Afghanistan. Tony watched as the bleak landscape of Afghanistan rushed past the Humvee's window. The vehicle was cramped, sweaty, and hot, a far cry from the air-conditioned luxury Tony had known all his life. He adjusted the collar of his expensive suit and glanced at the soldiers riding with him. None of them seemed bothered by the heat or the bumpy road. Buried under their gear, all three soldiers looked alike to Tony. "Oh, I get it," Tony said after a time. "You guys aren't allowed to talk, is that it?" "No," Jimmy replied. "We're allowed to talk." The soldiers whose name tag read Ramirez flashed Tony a beautiful smile. "I think these boys are just intimidated." Tony nearly jumped. "You're a woman?" he blurted. The other soldiers chuckled. Tony's face reddened as he straightened up in his seat. "I would apologize for not realizing, but isn't that what we're fighting here for? The right of all people to be equal?" He smiled back at her, but Ramirez merely shook her head. "Mr. Stark, sir?" the recruit named Pratt asked. "Can I take a picture with you?" Tony looked at him seriously. "Are you aware that Native Americans believe photographs steal a little piece of your soul?" For a moment, Pratt looked worried. Then Tony added, "Not to worry, mine's long gone. Fire away." Grinning, Pratt crowded next to Tony as Jimmy framed them in a digital camera. Tony unbuckled his seatbelt and put his arm around Pratt's shoulder. "Say cheese," Jimmy said enthusiastically. Just then, a huge explosion rocked the truck. Tony watched through the windshield as an enormous ball of fire knocked the Humvee ahead of them off the dirt road. Tony slammed into the side of the Humvee. His gaze fell on the right side view mirror, just as the Humvee behind them blew up. Trapped between two burning vehicles, Tony's Humvee skidded to a stop. The sound of gunfire rattled the Humvee's windows. At that moment, Tony regretted ever going to Afghanistan to promote his new weapon system. "Stay here," Pratt commanded. He, Ramirez, and Jimmy piled out of the Humvee, ready to fight. As they left, another explosion filled the air with dust. Tony peered out the window, trying to see what was happening. A face appeared on the other side of the glass. Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes. "Get down, Tony!" Rhodey commanded. "Get!" A nearby explosion cut him off. Rowley whirled, firing his machine gun through the dust. He ran into the billowing cloud, trying to secure the Humvee's position. As Tony ducked down, yet another explosion rocked the vehicle, shattering the window above his head. A shower of glass rained down on Tony's $200 haircut. The attackers, whoever they were, seemed to be getting closer with each shot. Tony knew he was doomed if he stayed in the Humvee, so he scrambled across the seat and out the far door. And that's the beginning of the fight in Afghanistan that leads to the creation of Iron Man, as read from my novel, Iron Man, the Junior Novel, which came out along with the first movie. I hope you're enjoying the second movie. I certainly did. And I will talk to you again soon. Again, I'm Stephen D. Sullivan. My website is stephendsullivan.com. And when you go there, don't forget to sign up for my free newsletter. Have a great day.